All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off, Slakia. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises, all blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kwadash, or Rakha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the elect, pushing this word in all diligence, all truth, all sincerity, risking life and livelihood in so doing, especially in these days and these troubling, very troubling times. Shalom to the women and children who watch and who learn from these lessons. And the horns are getting loud on America. Okay? The horn is getting loud, or the horns is getting loud on America. Okay? And as you see from that video, Esau, these Edomites, what appear to be Edomites, having a good old time celebrating, 350 years of the captivity of the Israelites, all right? Those who know that they are Israelites and those who don't know that they are Israelites, all right? Whether you receive that you're an Israelite and you're not. But, if you are a so-called Negro, Hispanic, a Native American, okay, and your, lineage from your father's side, and a lot of you don't know your father, so a lot of you don't even know your father because you're under the curses that you don't acknowledge. But hey, and then you're practicing, you practice the same curses that you pass down generational curses. A lot of you don't know your father, then you get with someone, have children with someone who don't know their father. All right. And, say, oh, no, there's no curses. There's no God. This, that, the other, scamming, stealing, boosting, the song of the 2/3. Right. That's the song, really the song of Babylon. All right. All right. And so, these what appear to be Edomites are, celebrating 350 years, okay, of that slavery of the so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American, the oppression of the so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American, and these Edomites sit back, they, knowing very well the history, okay, seeing the daily effects of what this oppression has done, how it has destroyed the so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American, and yet they still revel in the destruction and oppression, and even our people. Okay, that's why 2/3 of our people, all right, 2/3 of our people are going to suffer. We suffer because, in this present life, the the uh, the mindset, the ignorance, the darkness that our people are in, has us, even us looking like the enemy. Uh, you know. So this is Job 5:1. All right. And it says, call now if there be any that will hear thee. And to which of the saints will thou turn? All right. And listen, Esau, you're not going to be able to turn. I was just trying to explain this to, a woman who calls herself an Israelite, and yet she is fully a Babylonian Barbie. Her whole mindset is the mindset of a two-third woman. All right. Same mindset. Okay, except for the fact that she knows that she's an Israelite. But her conversation is totally of the 2/3, totally of the dead. All right. And so, like I told her, I said, hey, the elect, when that time comes, you women are going to try to, you women, you men, you're going to try to approach people who may be of the elect, and the mindset of those people is not going to be in your favor. Now, they may have been your friend, they may have been your lover, okay? They, but the whole time they've sat to themselves and had to suffer, okay? The world around them, suffer being in this world around them, and suffer spiritually, in bitterness, while others really, laughed and had a good time. All right. So the saints, the real saints, okay, the elect, whoever they are, all right. And, they are the men who are prophesying and pushing this truth and telling you what's about to happen. Now, how, you people are in so much darkness that we're giving you what's about to happen. Yet you don't acknowledge it. You got people who think that this is a beef between, Great Millstone and the ISUPK or the IUIC or other Israelite groups and camps, and it's not truly. The Lord is showing you individuals, and because you say things like, oh, yeah, I like listening to the purple camp, purple guys, whatever. And whatever floats your boat, okay? Whatever floats your boat. But as the scripture says, when that time comes, okay, roughly paraphrasing the scripture, all right, you're going to have to buy from the people, okay? I mean, whatever they taught you, okay, you're going to have to buy that version of the scriptures and accept it. Accept what you were taught from them. Okay, but a lot of you, you really know that Great Millstone has the truth, but you're offended. I know the scriptures well enough to say that you're offended in Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, you're offended in Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and not me or any other brother that's pushing this truth. So those horns, you're gonna hear those horns sounding on you. So you 2/3. A lot of these people in these other Israelite camps, IUIC, ISUPK, other groups, they're gonna hear these horns. You're gonna hear these horns, and then you're gonna see it's one of the saints. All right. In this case, the saint representing an elect. Okay. And you may come to that person in that time and be rejected. Verse 2 says, "For wrath killeth the foolish man." Okay? And so the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai is coming. All right? For Esau, for these heathens of these other nations. And it's coming for 2/3 of you people. It says, "And envy slayeth the silly one. I have seen the foolish taking roots." Okay, and as much as we preach to you, Jake, you're the Israelites, you need to flee Babylon. And when we say flee Babylon or flee America, we're not saying, pack up your bags. Now that would be beautiful. That would be wonderful. That would be a wonderful thing. Okay? To just be able to, and a lot of Jake are able, have the ability, look at, they have the ability to pick up and leave America. A lot of Jake, your Puff Daddies, you got a lot of Jake that may be millionaires or they're, thousandaires, okay? Has hundreds of thousands of dollars. A lot of them have over 75,000 in a bank account. Okay, a lot of Jake is going to die with that money, all of that money in their accounts. They're going to just die. They haven't, they're not going to be able to pass it to anyone. So it's just going to go back. All that money that you work for is just going to go back to Esau. And that's the way that he has it set up. Okay? Because none of you know the time that you're going to go. But as with as much oppression as we have suffered and continue, the oppression gets louder and louder with these horns, right? Like these horns. And now not only are you being oppressed by Esau, but the Most High is hemming you up. The Most High is sending things in your direction, and 2/3 of you people, you're still ignoring it. You're trying to get rooted deeper here in Babylon, in its philosophies, traditions, culture, regardless of the examples that we're showing. You have thousands of men. I don't know the number, okay, of great millstone men, all right, who are pushing this truth, pushing videos on the daily. Okay? And these are not our words. These are the words that are coming out of the scriptures. You know, Esau. He's taken root. Okay, these Edomites. All right, their nations have risen. Okay, Esau was once a base man. Now Jake has never been totally well. There's a skit with Chris Rock, okay, and he describes you have he says that you have a war between black people and niggas, all right, and yes, the niggas, they're very base, they're very base, all right, very, very base. And, Esau is even base than that, more base than that, because these niggas, you'll see a nigga woman, she'll go over to Dubai, and let a couple of sheiks doo-doo on her face. Okay? The nigga man, he's killing backdooring his homie. Okay? Killing him for a couple of ounces of weed. It's just, what all of the music is adulterous. Okay, coming from our people, and so we've gotten down to the level of the base ass Edomite. Now that we're in Job, Job said he had disdain to even let the damn white man, woman, or child sleep with, so-called white man, woman, or child sleep with the dogs out in the flocks, the dogs that ran with the flocks. They'll be out there all up on the dog, and the dog will be licking them in the mouth and, dicking them down, man. That's how base Esau is, man. He's a straight weirdo, man. I mean, weirdo, and beyond weird, man. Okay? He's a low man. But guess what? He has taken root. And now we've done so much evil that we're under this damn devil. Okay? But suddenly, I cursed his habitation. Okay? His children are far from safety, and they are crushed in the gate. Neither is there any to deliver them. All right? And so that's what's going to happen to these Edomites, 2/3 alike here in America, and you heathens who have come here to receive your judgment. Okay? This is what's coming. All right? To you. First Corinthians 14:8. I'll start at 8. I want to start up. And I'll start at 8. It says, for if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? And we don't give an uncertain sound. We don't tell you that you should be here in Babylon right now in America, trying to be an American. Everyone is looking for accolades. What are you doing? What have you done? What have you done? What have you done? It's just what have you got? What have you got? Let me see it. No, man, that is not the time that we're in, man. All right. When those doors on the ark closed, okay, Noah didn't close those doors. Okay, when that ark closed and sealed up, okay, that was of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, sealing it up, sealing you niggas out. Okay, because you were still, what? Scripture say, drinking and marrying, giving in marriage. You were fully invested. Fornicators in Babylon the Great. All right. That was what you were about. Okay. You weren't about salvation, being saved. Okay. Listening to the Lord. No, you were about the death. And so the death came and it swallowed you in the form of water. Okay. So I'm going to jump down 1 Corinthians 14 and 10. It says, there are, it may be, so many kinds of voices in the world, and none of them is without signification. It says, therefore, if I know not the meaning of the voice, I shall be unto him that speaketh a barbarian, and he that speaketh shall be a barbarian unto me. And that's how we are. We're like barbarians. We're like, and likewise. Okay, because we are speaking of what's to come. We're speaking of prophecy. We're speaking of what the Lord is about to bring on the earth. Okay, fireworks, real fireworks. The real fireworks are about to come. Okay, the glittering sword, right? About to come down. And see, at that moment, you knew you just fucked up. All right? Fuck around, found out, right? And so now you have people who are, they abandoned the Bible. This culture who never went to school, never went to library. This generation of people who never went to school, never went to a library. Somehow they are the experts on every goddamn thing. All right? They're the experts on everything. Okay, so they're going to be the experts on how to burn in 7,000 Fahrenheit, all right? And I don't know the temperature of what a nuclear, I'm just saying 7,000, all right? Because it's completely gonna fry your ass, all right? Temperature, all right? And it's going to be no one to save you, okay? 1 Corinthians 15 and 52. 51, I'll start here. It says, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. All right. In a moment, in a twinkling of an eye. All right. And so, everybody's not going to die. All right. But those who do not die, we're going to put on a new body. All right. We're going to get a new body. Lord willing, I be of that number. All right. I don't know. Try to be careful what you say. But in that case, I would want that. Okay. So that wouldn't be careful of what you wish for, because that is what I wish for. All right. But says in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible. All right. And we shall be changed. All right. And so people are saying, oh, and I just went to that. For people like, oh man, if the nukes hit, you gonna be nuked. You gonna get nuked. No, we're not gonna be nuked. All right. We're not gonna be a part of that. That's gonna be 2/3 who don't get it. All right. All right, Revelation 8 and 13. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, woe, woe, woe. Those are 3 woes. World War III. All right. To the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels which are yet to sound. So this is where we at, man. End times. Okay? Prophetically, okay? We're in the times of the end. Just wait, as the caption on this video said. Just wait, it's coming. All right. We're still in this world we observe, and because when we read the scriptures, there were angels sent to Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay. And, those angels, they went and observed, what was going on. So reconnaissance. All right. They did what you would call reconnaissance. Okay. The scriptures tell you that these chariots, okay, they're measuring the evil, okay? And as soon as that evil get to a certain level, as soon as things get to a certain level, things are going to go more and more into our favor. Okay? We're showing you this is an omen that we're watching on this video. All right? America is cooked. Okay? Babylon the Great is cooked. The thought of Babylon the Great is cooked. What, even with with currency, what, the money, people are like, oh man, no, the money is good. The money is good. I don't see nobody struggling. I see people, and it's true. You go to a club, Jake is in the club, they're buying out sectionals, okay? You go to a club, Jake buying sectionals. They got, 50 bottles, like they're rappers or, entertainers. You always see Jake going into a Gucci bag, pulling out, millions of dollars and, flashing it. Rappers, people who don't even, you never even heard them on the radio. So you're wondering, how did they get the money, okay? And able to flash the money. They never did a show, okay? How did they get this damn money, man? They've never done a show where they promote murder and death. And the 1948er sponsors it all. The 1948er is the sponsor of the murder and death. Okay? And in turn, it pays for his military, his Mossad, and they're able to do operations, all right, here in America and abroad, okay, around the world. There's a video that I saw. It was of CeeLo Green, the rapper CeeLo Green. I could kind of find it. Let me see if I can find it. Now listen, I'm no fool. Play me like a joker. Be on you like a house on fire. Smoke you. Right? I had to put that in. But listen, this is from 9 years ago. So actually it was 10 years ago via ABC News. All right? This rapper, he made a lot of, CeeLo Green, he kicked some lyrics that were pretty deadly to Esau. All right, they were pretty damaging to Esau, man. And when that happened, okay, let's see how they're laughing about this thing, calling it a bizarre incident. Let me play it.
Wait, if you were locked up at any Illinois juvenile detention center, such as Cook County, the Audi Home, or anywhere else in the system, a global settlement may be coming in 20.
When they say that, and I saw this, they use things on Jake before they use it on anybody else. Jake, you are the monkey. You are the test monkey. Now you're seeing it here first, okay? No other podcast, no other group, no one else has ever showed you this and have connected these dots. All right? Now they're going to try to tell you that, lithium battery, they may try to sell you some garbage like that. Though that is garbage. All right? This was a targeted hit on this rapper CeeLo Green by the 1948ers, okay, or so I'm going to show you.
Supposed to be surveillance video from inside a studio.
Yeah, did you see this weekend? There's Green appearing to talk on his cell phone when his cell phone appears to explode in his hand, Green falling to the floor.
Well, now Green has come clean about the whole thing. He says he's fine, and that the video was just part of a new music project. Green is also thanking those who offered their support.
There were a lot of people who were concerned about his well-being over the weekend. 42-year-old Green explained in his Facebook mea culpa that the clip was from a smaller video that they were shooting for a new project that he's doing called Gnarly Davidson. No word on when that project comes out.
And, we never saw that. Okay, we never saw that. But what we did see is this.
Mossad uses cell phones to detonate Palestinians.
Okay. "60 Minutes, how Israel's Mossad tricked Hezbollah into buying explosive pagers." All right. All right. And so this incident happened 2 years ago. Okay, at the most 2 years ago, because it says 1 year ago, but I'll say 2 years ago. Okay, so do you see how they already had these plans, ready, and they used it on who? This individual, CeeLo Green. All right. CeeLo and Goody Mob and Outkast. They've said a lot of things. All right. In their music. Okay. And maybe the Most High gave them the vision to be able to see these things. All right. And because rap music was once a message, information. All right, shared information. Okay, they talked about the MOTB chip. No more fishing for your fish. All right. The drones. All right. Niggas be talking. Niggas be ranting and raving about gats. Nigga, they made them gats. They got some shit that'll blow out your back from where they stay at. All right. Drones, man. If you see some of that drone footage, hey man, those drones are deadly accurate. Deadly accurate, man. Look at some of that drone footage. That's a different type of warfare. When the shit really comes down to it, hey, those drones are going to bring fucking terror, man. Okay, and so when it says in the scriptures there was a war in heaven, Michael and his angels against the beast, those are going to be those so-called UFOs, UAVs, okay, fighting against this drone technology. Busting this, these drones are going to be trying to take us out. They're going to be trying to take us out. That's why the chariots are so close, man. Okay, and because the drones are, lining us up. They practice with the drones, probably targeting us, and the chariots are there. Okay. But they have a lot of drones. But guess what? They can't, mess with the ability of the chariots. So the horns are sounded on Babylon the Great. This man he's desperate. They're practicing oppression at even a harder, higher push, man. The music, with the music, man, with the music, they are spiritually destroying our people, man, their minds. Using the weather and all of that as a distraction, because, to distract the mind of Jake. Jake is totally done. But we have to endure, we look at it and we get sad and depressed. Like, even from 5 years ago, I was sad and very depressed about how's this place still going? It's like, damn, how's even seeing the momos, just the outbreak of momos. But now you have now AIDS is back. HIV is back. Okay. Other things is, out there. And we're still going because, hey, we're almost there. Okay? We're almost there. So, having this man's technology on you is not a wise thing to do. When you walk away from Babylon the Great, finally, you're just going to have to leave it all behind. Okay? Leave it all behind and just, which a lot of you should be practicing walking away now. So with that being said, Lord willing, you edify till next time. Shalom.